What's up, everyone? I'm Joe. Appreciate you stopping by the channel. Hope you're all doing well. So we have a really interesting razor we're going to be honing today. This is a Curley's Ideal Safety Razor, and this was given to me by Marion the Barbarian. Thank you. And I'm going to show you how this works here. So to get this guard out, you just drop this down. You rotate this around to either side. Now, if you're going to hone it, you slide this right off. Now, both of these ends here are adjustable. So as this starts to wear down, you can adjust, put this down, you can adjust these to lower or raise the safety bar. So where I have it now is ideal for the way the blade is right now. And as you can see, the blade has got some different looks to it. Like it's been worked much heavier down here. So it's got some shape to it that might make it a little bit tricky to hone. But we're going to see what we can do. We're going to see how this goes. And I don't know. I think I'm going to put, I don't know. Let's see how this goes. I'm not going to tape anything. Let's just, let's see what happens. We'll get a couple passes on this 1.5 and see what happens. If I have to mark it, I can mark it, but let's see what happens. I'm not going to get too aggressive here with some aggressive half strokes. I'm just going to try and do this nice and easy, because this is a very, very thin blade. I mean, you can see that. This is an extremely thin blade and flexible blade, so I'm not going to put too much pressure like this because it's just going to flex it up. So I'm literally just guiding it. Not putting any pressure here. We pretty much have developed a pretty good undercut already. I have never shaved with one of these before. And I did not realize that these are made in New York. It was actually Marion who pointed that out to me. Trying to think of the best way to keep going with this. As far as a progression. Let me give this a quick check. Let's see how we're looking here. Yeah, it needs a little bit more work. Let's just do some light half strokes. I'm not going to put any pressure on here, just enough to hold the blade down. With this awkward shape to the blade, just the way it's been worn down and honed over the years. I don't want to do anything more to mess it up. I got to tighten this down. This is pretty loose. Looks like this does look like the toe can use a little bit more work. I've never worked with a blade this thin either. The other razor I have with a safety bar is a Genco Safe Edge, but that's your standard hollow ground safety razor. When I get to the toe here, I'm just kind of lifting this heel up ever so slightly. Let's take a look at this. It looks better. That's already looking a little bit better here. Yeah, okay. Good enough, man. Let's move on to the next stone. All right, we're gonna go 5K. Same thing. Nice, easy X strokes. Not gonna get aggressive here. Now, this blade being as thin and as delicate as it is, I can absolutely see how, over time, this type of a blade can get worn so unevenly. just the slightest amount of pressure. Too much pressure will just torque this thing and tear up your edge. Mess with the geometry, and you have all kinds of other problems. But this one seems to be honing, even though, despite the uneven shape. What I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to clear off this swarf, build up another light slurry, and then see how that does. It's just one of the little things I use to determine if I'm ready to move to the next stone. Something I've heard, Devin did a video about that a while back. It's always been one of those little tips that I remember that I just keep using. This blade being so delicate. I'm really trying to focus on not overdoing it with pressure. But I think we're doing pretty good here. Let's see how we're doing. Looking pretty good. This might take a little bit longer. It's because I'm not doing, you know, the aggressive half strokes. Okay, I think we're good enough to move to the 8. Let's move to an 8. Same thing with this one, just a light slurry. And some nice light X strokes. Some rolling X strokes. No pressure. This is just laying the blade down on the stone and using this hand to guide. Dropping this will be a challenge too. I'll have to be very careful of that. So I don't want to, again, put too much pressure and flex this blade too much. I'm just going to do some final strokes here in water, no slurry. And no pressure, you know, same thing. Just letting this blade kind of hang out on the stone. I see the size of this blade too. It's not very wide. It's not very long. It's really not much longer than an AC style blade that you would put in the shavette. All right, let me see where we're at here and see if we can move on to a finishing stone. I think we can. Oh, let me grab another peanut. Contraband peanut. That's just touching right in. All right. Let's go to a finishing stone. Now, I'm going to go back to that New York. I keep wanting to say Vermont red. I don't know why. The New York red. And I think we got it sorted out. So when I was using it the other day, I don't know if you watched the video, I was having a problem with the stone. It felt like I was hitting a completely different surface. Now I know the stone was flat. So I double checked and it was flat. But as I said, well, I'm going to lap it anyway. So I grabbed the 400 Atoma and just started lapping and lapping and lapping. And the section here, which is where section right in here where I was having the problem, was a different color from the rest of the stone. It was a little bit darker in color. So as I started lapping, started working through that started to disappear as I'm taking layers off. That's disappearing. And now we have a surface that is more uniform all the way across. So I'm wondering if there was just a part of that stone that might have been something a little bit different. So I do have a slurry stone, but I'm just going to bring up a really light slurry with the diamond plate. A little bit more. All right, that's good. Now, interestingly, when I was first honing with this stone, I didn't notice that. And the edges were fine. I didn't notice any issue with honing. But the other day, all of a sudden, I started to kind of pick up on that. And I wasn't really sure what was going on there. But we have that sorted out. Because now this is just smooth up and down. So whatever it was, some sort of anomaly in the stone, I don't know. Sometimes as you lap a stone down, especially when you're dealing with a natural stone, as you lap it down, you may run into a strange anomaly in the stone. And it just may not be that far below the surface of the stone. So maybe the first couple times you use it, it's fine. Then you lap it, and it's fine, and you lap it, it's fine, but then all of a sudden you break through whatever, and you get to something else, and you go to hone on it, and it's not so fine. It's kind of, I feel like that's what I ran into with this. But like I said, as I was lapping it, that spot was coming out. And now we just have a uniform feel to the whole stone. Now hopefully this ends up being, I don't run into another spot. But you never know. All right, let's see what kind of edge we got. That's just dropping right in there. Wow. Also with a blade this thin means it's going to be extremely flexible when you're shaving, which is where the guard comes in. Kind of help keep that blade stable. But it is going to have to be something that I'm going to have to be thinking about when I'm shaving with it to watch how that blade's reacting on my skin. All right, I think we might be getting to the end here. All right, I'm going to say that's done. The only way to know for sure is to shave with it, so I'll be doing that either later tonight or tomorrow. More than likely tomorrow. Just giving this a quick look. All right. All right, guys, there you go. A Curley's Ideal safety razor, finished on a New York red slate. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Take care.